Yo, what's up? Today, earlier, Rodrigo just announced the Unravel tour. And, I just want to give my thoughts. Because I think, obviously, like, I love her music. I've been a fan of since style. But I do have two major criticisms. I'll start off with the first one. And the first one is just legit about just the dates. Like, but if you look at the dates, like, the first thing you'll notice is fucking half of the fucking US, like, states are missing, bro. And then, shout out, I found this person on Reddit who mapped out all the locations that she's doing in US, right? So she's actually doing is that like two in San Francisco, one in LA, one in Las Vegas, obviously. She's doing a couple into a dome. And you see a bunch of East Coast, she's doing a bunch of East Coast. And then you just go look at the middle of the fucking United States. There's really no days. And I think that's a huge problem. Well, really, Texas is like what, the second biggest state in the United States? And there's no tours there. There's no shows there. I saw some point, they're like, oh, the fucking, the EU, we don't have any yet. But it's like, number one, she will probably, announce the non-NA dates later. And second of all, Texas is literally fucking bigger than most countries in the EU too. So like, you know what I mean? Like people forget how big the United States actually is. Going back to the second issue I have is the fact that the pre-sale, I think it's on May 5th. It's actually you have to have an Amex card to be able to enter the first wave of getting tickets. But if you don't have the card, you have to wait until May 7th, I believe. And I think that's just bad business. Like to walk the first buying of tickets under Amex credit card. I think it's just bad PR, man. Because like I've been a fan for since Sour. A lot of fans have been, and we can't get early access to the tickets. And you're telling people, oh, if you want early access, you have to get Amex credit card. Like, how does that make sense? And then again, I think this is tied to this, but like even the ticket prices. I think I saw a tweet that said like that was talking about the fucking. I think it was Amsterdam ticket price got leaked. Well, some of the EU ticket price got leaked. It was like 150, and obviously that's probably just face value. So resale, so the secondary market is going to be like 200 at least, 300. I went to a gut store. I think it was like 250. And it's just ridiculous. Like in this economy, you shouldn't have to pay that much for tickets. Like for example, I think it was 2025. I went to see Saba live. It was actually in a pretty small venue. I think that shit cost like $60. I'm just like, you know, and I think, actually, it being a small venue helped because you could just feel the energy. That's basically like 10 feet away from him. For $60, I think that's a way better value deal. Or like one or two, I bought underscore tickets. I think that was 80. Or not might have been 62. Again, way better value. And the Nas and the Roots, you're telling me the greatest hip hop artists of all time and the greatest hip hop band of all time. I went, in LA, they cost fucking $80. Well, that's like, that's way better value too. It's like the tickets shouldn't have to cost this much, to go see something live. And I think that's my, another issue I have. I think that, but obviously I'm super grateful that she's announcing it to her. But I just wish, that some of these issues, they could be addressed honestly. I saw she's doing I forgot what it's called, but she's doing like the $20 tickets. I think it's super duper. I think that's pretty good. It's obviously like I saw someone say, you know, that they buy it. It was like the fucking like last row. The stadium was like, motherfucker, anyone would pay $20 to just get in. You know, if you could just get in for $20, of course you would do it. And that's all I have to say, man.